Hello, we're the Mythbusters.
Remember, don't try what you see here at home.
We've been doing this for at least 2 weeks now.
What would you call experts?
And we are doing this for a good grade.
Coming up, will a solar-powered water heater boil water faster than a gas stove? Here on Mythbusters, we don't just answer energy conservation myths, we put them to the test. Between the both of them, they've had little over a month's experience. Jake has had experience in model building and web creation. Joseph has had experience in engineering and psychology. And don't forget our distinguished experts in energy, engineering, and mathematics. Welcome to Mythbusters!
Alright, in essence, there's only 2 parts to this experiment.
We want to see whether a solar-powered water heater can boil water faster than a gas stove. So first, you have to see how fast a gas stove can boil the water.
Ideally, water should only take 15 minutes to reach 212 degrees Fahrenheit on a gas stove when the fire is on high.
That's right, to the stove. Alright, so we have our water in our pot and also our stove, so let's begin this experiment. Alright, so the second part of the experiment is where we get to make our solar-powered water heater.
The purpose of our solar-powered heater is to help third world countries. This will help when it comes to cooking and showering and any other necessities they might need.
Alright, so in order to build our solar-powered water heater, we're going to need a few essential materials. We're going to need wood in order to make a 2x2 by 1 foot wooden box. We're going to need aluminum to cover the sides of the box, and we're going to need copper tubes, about 20 feet, so that the water can run through.
Don't forget the galvanized aluminum sheet to reflect the sunlight.
Thank you.
The coil pattern is essential to our experiment, allowing the water to go through more copper wire at a slower rate.
Alright, thank you, Peter.
Let's get to building this thing then.
To get the copper tubes to their highest heat potential, it's best to paint them flat black, because black absorbs the sun.
The sun's rays should hit the box when it's at the peak of the day. The box should be at a 40 to 45 degree angle for the aluminum to best be able to reflect the light into the tubing.
Organized, complete disaster Chatapal, don't go yet. Oh well, let's start this experiment.
To start the flow of water, we need to start a siphoning process. By pouring water into the tunnel, a vacuum is created that allows water pressure and gravity to push all of the water down the tube. As the water is being pulled down and finally reaches the end of the coil, the Mythbusters turn the box flat and let the sun warm up the box for about 15 minutes, and then they can pour it out. The temperature of the water is then recorded and the process starts over again.
So in conclusion, we found in our experiment that a solar-powered water heater does not boil water as fast as a gas stove.
Although it doesn't boil water as fast as a gas stove, it can still be useful for people in third world countries who don't have the same resources.
Alright, so to go into more detail, the solar-powered water heater was able to heat up the water in about 20 to 25 minutes, while the gas stove was able to heat it up in about 10 to 15. So the solar-powered water heater was definitely slower.
Throughout our experiment, we tried moving the box to different locations to maximize the amount of sunlight it intakes.
We also covered the box in aluminum foil to maximize the amount of sunlight that hits the coil.
Some sources of error in our experiment is the fact that the weather outside fluctuated throughout the different days we did the trial.
Don't forget that the initial water temperature also changed throughout our experiment.
Also, even though we covered the box in aluminum foil, we did not maximize the amount of sunlight by making it into a bowl shape.
So after looking at our data and taking our sources of error into consideration, we can conclude that a solar-powered water heater does not boil water as fast as a gas stove.
Although it doesn't boil water as fast as a gas stove, it can still be efficient for people in third world countries who don't have the same resources.
Thank you. This myth is busted.